Hello everyone. So today I'm waiting for the sun to drought my grass so I can mow, and I figured while I'm waiting I could take all of you down and show you a little project that we're working on. Those of you who follow us on Instagram know that we've been working on a pump house. I figured this is a good opportunity to kind of show the update on the status, kind of explain to those who may not know what a pump house is or for, kind of what it's for. If you're used to living in the city, you don't have to worry about a pump house most of the time. Some people do have pumps and wells. Because of where we live, the only utility that we really have is electrical. We also technically have gas, but it's connected to our fireplace, not to our stove, so we actually have to take care of our own gas as well. For now, we're working on that also, which we'll have some updates on that, kind of explain the whole situation. What I wanted to do then is take you down to the pump house, kind of talk about what we've been doing, the work we've been putting in. Yeah, so let's go. Here's our construction site. You can see some of our waste wood, some of the old metal roofing that was on the old pump house. This is pretty much what's left of the old pump house here. Some old shingles, some more waste wood that I wish I would have had a good way to cover it up, but it's just the way it is. But yeah, here it is. I think if I've got some pictures on my phone, I'll drop some pictures so you guys can see the old pump house. This is a 10 by 10 that my brother-in-law helped me frame up and pretty much do the foundation of. I learned a lot from him, so thank you, Brian, if you're watching this. Really do appreciate all the help you gave us. I definitely wouldn't have been able to get this done without your help. So let's take a peek inside real quick, and then we'll kind of talk about the purpose. Get the light on here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. That's my light. I don't even know if it's going to give you that much. Yeah, you can see in here. So obviously we've got a lot more kind of extra waste wood. We've got a drip edge that I need to return. So there's my trusty ladder that's kept me safe. So I'll give you a look inside here. Like I said, this is my brother-in-law's design, Brian. Again, thank you. This is all you pretty much. I just did work, but he and I busted our butts. We did a lot of digging. We built this cinder block foundation. It's got rebar in it. So this is a pressure and reserve tank. And this is our whole pump system here. So what this is for is when you live somewhere where city water is not available to you, what you have to do essentially is pump the water out of the ground and then pressurize it as your little reserve tank so your pump doesn't run constantly, and pump water to your house. The whole reason that we had to do this is because we need water filtration. One of the challenges is that the water for our house is split at some point underground as it runs over to the house. So to put water filtration in, one of our options would be to put two systems in, basically like the two entry points. Fortunately, one of those entry points where the water comes in doesn't actually have a cutoff. So every time I'd have to do any work, there's a hot water heater that I was working on, I'd have to come out here and basically cut the water off, and it's not a suitable situation. It makes maintenance really hard. Also, then again, we'd have to basically maintain two different water filtration systems to have clean water coming into the house. So the reason I'm pointing at this area over here is because this is where we're going to mount a whole house system to basically pump clean water back to the house. Our water is, generally pretty decent quality, but there is quite a bit of silt and materials. There's a lot of, I believe, magnesium and iron. So we're going to want to filter that stuff out, and it's going to be much easier to put it in here. What we need to do next, let me step back so you guys can see. Obviously, one big thing here is insulation. A lot of finishing work here. We've got the roof on, thankfully. Like I said, if you're on Instagram following us, you've seen my journey getting this roof on. I'm not a roofer, so it was a good experience. I probably haven't done any work on a roof probably in over 14, 15 years. I used to do some work with my brother, mostly just helping him. But so really, yeah, we've got a couple things to do in here, right? We've got insulation we have to put up. we've got to fill this in. We're going to do gravel and tamp it down, because then if I ever need to redo any of this plumbing, or if I want to move this and replumb anything here with the gravel, I'm going to be able to dig that gravel out, but I still get the benefit of this foundation. Another thing we need to do, obviously, is seal everything up, put some caulk. I need some venting, because you got to have proper venting in here to make sure moisture doesn't accumulate. So I'm thinking of just putting a little spot there with some screen, and then if you guys can see up here, probably a little spot up there, some screening, just to let the air flow through, but then seal all the rest of this up. Again, insulation, I may put sheetrock in here, we'll see. I mean, it's just a pump house, and basically because of the size, it's going to be a storage for us as well. Once we get all this stuff out, just try to keep as much of the wood as we can. There's lots of other projects that I could do. Then once all that stuff is done, we can think about plumbing. Obviously, I'm not going to put all the gravel down. I need some room to work here, so we'll probably fill this with gravel and then do some plumbing. I'm gonna have to get creative just due to kind of how this works its way through here and goes to the house. Another challenge that we have is this electrical. It's actually not connected to our electrical. It's still connected to basically the neighbors who owned this property, and they're still around, they own part of it. So we got to deal with that too and run some fresh electrical. Though this, it's probably really hard to see, this other one right here that actually goes, apparently runs with the water to the house. So one idea was to take a metal detector and try to follow the pipes and hopefully follow the wire and be able to connect the wire over there to our breaker box. But this was a great learning experience, and it continues to be as we learn and kind of work on this stuff. Obviously, one other small thing needs to be painted. We've got a little bit of finished work up on the roof, but the roof's pretty much done. So yeah, that's pretty much the pump house. Things are going pretty decent around here. We still have yet, obviously, to shoot our update video, and we're working on trying to just find the time. We have all our notes about everything that's happened. I know I've said this in videos before, but lots of stuff has happened. Lots of lessons learned. You know, it's just one of those things where in your mind, you think like you know exactly like where you're gonna be, and over I think it's over half a year that we've been out here. And in your head, you're like, oh, I know exactly where we're gonna be. We're gonna have chickens, we're gonna have a big garden. Then reality sets in, and you have to deal with simple stuff in the house, and you gotta deal with your water filtration, and we'll talk about all that stuff. Anyone that has a 3-year-old, you guys know, it's really hard to just sit down and shoot a video where you could talk and think when you've got a 3-year-old. So we're trying to find that time, carve it out, get our notes, and kind of update you guys on everything. There's been so much. I don't really want to spoil it. Plus, I want you guys to hear kind of Marilee's input and feelings on that. Yeah, just wanted to shoot this quick video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it was interesting to you. And stay tuned. We're gonna try, and I always say this, try to push out more content.